Welcome, everyone, to another exciting adventure on Riding Through the Unknown. I'm your host, Michael, and today's guest is a very dear friend of mine who has undergone an amazing journey and turned it into an inspirational journey. And so I'm going to hand it off to my guest to share that with you all. I give you the one, the only healer extraordinaire and experiencer extraordinaire, Trish Kane.
Hey, Michael, thank you for that introduction. I love your introduction video so much. It's awesome. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. So happy to be here with you. I think you're awesome. And, it's been amazing to be on this journey with you for the last couple of years since we met. I don't even know how we met. How did we meet, Michael?
I think, was it on LinkedIn or Facebook? And we just crossed paths and it unfolded from there.
Yes, Michael is the Healerverse way shower. Uh, we need to get him a T-shirt that says that actually, and is the most event hosts on Healerverse, 5dhealerverse.com, and celebrating him so big right now. So thank you for your support. As a founder, sometimes people look for what's wrong, but you've been supportive the entire time. So thank you. And I've been enjoying this journey with you and this adventure, as you said.
Yes, and so I just want to share with the audience when we're talking about Healerverse. Trish underwent an experience and went to find healing practitioners, and we're like, where are they? There's no community for them. And so instead of just going, okay, and moving on, she decided to create a community for them. And that's how Healerverse came about. And so that's the community that we're talking about. And it is an amazing, amazing group. And I will say, if you are a healing practitioner of, does it even matter which healing arts it is?
No, no.
Go
Neither-
to 5D Healerverse and check it out
Yeah,
and join the community.
yeah, yeah. It's free to register. We verify practitioners that they are who they say they are. There's tons of different healing modalities out there. So one of the cool things we do is I interview practitioners that are Healerverse practitioners or way showers. And we do that every Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time US. And so we can find out what's out there. Because there's so many different healing modalities, and I don't believe that anybody doesn't have superpowers. I think everyone has their own superpowers, and there's a lot of people that are bringing such good stuff to the world, and maybe certain practitioners don't have the same media coverage like Joe Dispenza, right? But they are just as good at doing their craft. So I wanted to build a platform that, one, supports spiritual and holistic practitioners, and two, allows people to find spiritual and holistic healing worldwide. And we have an event ticketing platform, which Michael is very familiar with. And you can buy and sell tickets to events on there. You can find friends near you. Verified practitioners can put unlimited courses on the Healerverse platform. You can post on there, on the wall and on the feed. And there's a really good community in there. We have a Telegram group too at Healerverse. We've been doing a lot of stuff recently and planning to help people with specific niche illnesses or dis-ease. So that's some of the stuff that we're prepping on right now. And we're about to do another blast off in the nearest future. Yeah.
Very cool. And I want to take a moment and step back because your story is so inspiring and so I think many people can relate to. And so, do you mind sharing your story with
No,
this audience?
no, I'm happy to. So I grew up in Long Island, New York, and I played a lot of sports. I picked a lot of flowers when I was on the soccer field. Like I would just go pick flowers or like play with the butterflies. I've always been like a very like different kind of kid than the other kids. But I would like to talk to the kids on the other team and make friends and stuff. Um, there's like a pureness and an innocence to my spirit, which is really cool. And basically, this world was always very hard for me, the way it's been constructed, because I never fit in. And I went to college in Westchester, New York, and I really took on drinking. And then I did a bunch of internships on Wall Street, on the Mercantile Exchange, and the Bank in New York. And I started doing drugs, cocaine. Not down there, but just in general. Because I was in business school and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is what I'm going to business school for. I liked like entrepreneurship classes, I liked international business, but the other stuff, and I struggled with a little bit. I was in like special ed actually, but I did really well in business school, minus accounting and finance. And I have a lot of funny and fun stories for days. I had a really good time. And when I graduated, I wound up financing ships and oil tankers. I got a job offer at the Bank in New York to do back office hedge funds, but I wasn't going to be able to pass a drug test because back then it was like illegal to smoke marijuana, and it definitely would have been in my system for like it was still in my system the night before, like, and I quit for like 4.5 weeks so I could pass a drug test, and it wasn't gonna work, and I was too scared to do the wash. And meanwhile, Bank of New York is like a huge company, but my best family friend was the CEO and chairman of Bank of New York at the time, and he's the one that got me the first interview to the internship. I was like, oh my God, if he finds out that I have a marijuana in my system. Anyway, he probably would have never found out, but I was like, really self centered back then and just scared. Then, like, fast forward, I wound up like marrying my best friend. Everyone said, you two are going to wind up together, yada, yada, yada. We were best friends, partners in crime, the whole bit. And we did. We were together for years. And, for good reason. He basically in 2014 said, go to your mom's. And I did. I showed up to my mom's with my car packed. In the back of my head, I knew I was moving to Florida that day. And I showed up to my mom's and I said, moving to Florida today. Do you want to give me the keys to the house that you just bought? Or should I call one of my friends? Because I'm leaving now. She was like, no, 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 I'll give you the keys. Da, da, da. She never even stayed in the house that she bought in Florida, right? So I drove down to Florida and I was working at a hospital. And that Friday, I was going into work. I drove from Jupiter, Florida to Boca Raton in like the hospital, one of the hospitals there. And I'm listening to this song on the radio. And basically, at this point, my husband found out where I went. Like, it was a shit show. You know what I mean? And I basically texted him the song lyrics that I heard. And he said, I love that song. And simultaneously, I said, goodbye, Kenny. Right? And then he said, bye, Trish, or something. And then I went into the office that day, and I was in a board meeting because we had a board meeting that day. And yeah, the next day I was drinking and taking cocaine, and I wound up dying of a cocaine overdose. I was 86 degrees Fahrenheit when the paramedics found me. That equates to 30 degrees Celsius. And the reason the paramedics found me is because my mom had a feeling all day that something happened to me and had a wellness check done on me. Like, she all day was thinking something's wrong with my daughter, something's wrong with my daughter, and asked her friends to check on me and everything. And then I forget if it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning that they found me non responsive. They brought me back twice. They tried to get the tube down my throat, but they weren't able to get it down. And they said, we're going to try one more time. And if we can't get it, we're going to have to put a hole in her neck, you know? Anyway, one more try. I heard this part of the story later, right? And they were able to get it down. Wow, right? So I'm like blessed to be here, but also blessed that that didn't happen at that time. Because it doesn't look like anything happened to me unless I'm tired, right? Then my eye droops. So fast forward 9-day coma. And when I woke up, I got put in the MRI machine. I found out I had 2 strokes. They called my mom when they found me, the guards here in the neighborhood, and they said that, I'm so sorry, your daughter passed away. What the, right?
Well, technically you did, though.
No, but she thought I was dead for real.
Well, technically, didn't you say you did
Yeah, I
twice?
did, but she thought I was gone forever. Then they called her back and they said, you better get here. She's alive. My mom, like, couldn't even function. My brother somehow booked a flight for her. She came, right? So, anyway, when I woke up shortly before Thanksgiving in 2014, I got an MRI, found that I had 2 strokes. I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't walk. I couldn't see. I couldn't think. I wanted to think so badly, but that was gone, you know? And if anyone knows me, all I do is think. Like, I'm the chief think officer at Healerverse. And I was thinking, and I couldn't, you know? And basically had to learn everything again as a kid, as if I was a child. And I did, you know? And the last 11 years and 7 months and however many days, 6 days or so, no, more than that, 10 days, I literally learned how to do everything again, got an MBA, grew my spiritual experiences to daily, all the time. Um, I basically traveled all over the US, traveled all over the world, have spoken on some of the biggest stages in the world and places. Like, and I remember sitting in a rehab, like a drug and alcohol rehab. And then I was in a halfway house, okay? I was in a halfway house because I had nowhere else to go that was safe. And I wanted to protect myself, you know? I
Right.
didn't want to be around any drugs or alcohol. I wanted to be sober, you know? And I have been sober this whole time. But I remember thinking, man, I want to go all these places and do all these things and all this stuff. And I can honestly say now that, listen, nothing is perfect at this exact moment, but this exact moment right now is exactly where I'm meant to be, and it's perfect for me. And I want to say too that I did cross over to the other side, right? So I came out of my body when I got there, and I saw my feet and my legs, and I was like, I did not know that they were my feet and my legs though. I thought it was somebody else. I was thinking this lady died, you know? And there was like two like humans there, but they weren't humans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Angels, spirits, whatever, right? And I just heard one of them saying, it's not supposed to happen like this. It's not supposed to happen like this. And the other one was fixing it, like bringing me back or whatever in this alternative reality that I was in. And then when I looked up, there was people up there. Like I was in a big cave tunnel after going through like a tunnel on a boat. There was a lot of people up at like the top. There was a whole other like area, and there was people up there celebrating Christmas. And I went up there for a little bit and I was trying to tell the people up there, hey, this lady just died. This lady just died. And nobody was listening to me or responding. So I don't know if I went to the Akashic Records or where I went. Maybe they were showing me like alternate, like, because I know that I was told to come back and turn on the light grid, you know? And it was like, I'm just making the AC in my house colder because it's hot. I was definitely told to come back and turn on the light grid. And I argued with them. I was like, I don't want to go back. They were like, you got to go back and turn on the light grid. And I was like, I do not want to go back there. And they won. And they basically, I said, how do I know what to do? Because I was teasing them. I'm like, turn on the light grid. Are you out of your mind? That's hard. Like, I need to remember this every single day, by the way, this conversation. Turn on the light grid. You know what I mean? Because, like, anytime I get distracted doing anything else, I need to stop. I need to be busy turning on the light grid, right? Like, seriously, I have strict orders. And I don't want to go through that again. Not that I do drugs anymore, but so anyway, they were kind of funny, and they said, "Go back and turn on the light grid." I argued with them big time, and then I was like, "How do I know what to do?" And they were like, "Stay in touch," and literally, like that just, I was like, "You guys are ridiculous," because like, nonetheless, my higher self is funny, you know.
Well, of course it is, because it's your higher self.
Mm. Do you think that's why I always laugh at myself?
Uh, yeah.
And I laugh all the time more than most people. Like you'll just hear me laughing. I don't know. Maybe I'm happy.
I think you and I are alike in that way. It's hard to make us upset.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, well, I'm not saying we don't get upset. I'm just saying it takes a lot. But
You're right. Yeah.
when we are, it's like it. But
Yeah.
then we're able to, go back to our happy selves.
Yeah. I just feel like my being cannot hold any frequency anymore that's not in alignment at all. Period. Exclamation point. Which is so cool because I could have told you that like 5 years ago, but it just keeps getting more like stickler because the more that like I ascend and I level up and go through these ascension symptoms, like I'm already sensitive. But as we release a tremendous amount, which I think we're all experiencing right now, especially like sensitive light beings, I can't just go places anymore. I just can't. That's why actually the beach is such a sanctuary.
Yeah, and I mean, water is a conduit, and so there's that as well. And just the fact that, surrounded by, so many grounding methods, just it's no wonder, it's like a true sanctuary.
Yep. Yeah. I love taking the dog there too because I'm a giver. Naturally, I'm a giver. Um, and yeah, naturally, I'm a giver. And I
Yeah,
don't
and
like, I think everybody's the same as me. And it's just not the case. Um,
I think there's more than probably realized, but it is cute. If you guys haven't followed her on her socials, she'll post videos where she's on the beach and she'll look down and she'll start talking to her dog and like, aren't you so enjoying this view? And it's like just it's kind of like heartwarming and funny at the same time going, I
I
wonder
love
what
that
Trish
dog.
would do if the dog actually spoke back in
He
one of these
does.
times.
He does. Just because everybody else can't hear him, I can. And I brought him to like a family office event recently, and man, he's so funny. One of my acquaintances realized that like he said that dog doesn't look at everybody the same. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah. Oh my god. He's just so beautiful inside and out. I can communicate with him telepathically. That's the best part. If I look
Yeah.
at him, I'm like, yup. And I look at him and I'm like, I know. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the true gifts, and I'm the same way with our little ones, and it's interesting to me too how you actually argued about turning on the light grid, and most people I think probably would not have the gumption or the chops to go toe to toe with the beans on the other side, and yet here you are arguing with them. And it's kind of funny because I see your light and I see you as you are, and I'm like, I don't see you as that confrontational spirit. And I'm like, just hearing that, it kind of makes me laugh and going, God, I would have paid money to watch that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah. Now that
But
I'm sober, I'm not confrontational, but like I've been sober for a long time, very long time. But uh, like if you mess with me or my dog, then you see a different side. Or if I think
well,
you're not good news or like, you're hurtful to my family, like I still have that where like I go into mama mode because I am very much like a mom, you know? That's why I'm like home all the time. I cook, like, like it's like I don't have human kids, but I'm a mama, and I kind of always have been. So I'll always stick up for my loved ones, whether it's like a friend or a family and member. And yeah, the dog, I brought him somewhere like was it over the weekend? No, maybe it was just Friday. I don't know, actually. Maybe it was over the weekend. I brought him somewhere and somebody was like, they kicked me out of here with my dog. And I like saw like, because it was like,
well, that's your dog.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I got triggered. For sure. Because, like, just God forbid, like, anybody um, was to, like, come into, like, my dog's, like, territory. And I even protect him against dogs. And actually, it's usually the chihuahuas that try to beat him up. But, like, and he won't fight back.
Well, he probably looks at the chihuahua and is like, you're not worth my time.
No, he's like, ah, I'm scared. The chihuahua's going to hurt me.
They are a little
And he small
vicious.
talks and he goes like this. And yeah, no, he gets beaten up by chihuahuas. Oh my god. I was just at my mom's house quickly because like I'm trying not to keep sweets in my house and I was just craving sweets. So I went to my mom's house. It's cool because like we're in the same neighborhood that the whole incident happened, but and she still had that house, but then she got another house and then I have a house in this neighborhood. Then I have two other family members that are in the same neighborhood, like in the same gated compound, literally. So it's nice if I need like a snack or something. Like my brother's been there for 3 weeks, so there's snacks at my mom's house. But I'll like go to mom's, and I went there and I was like, I need sweets, and she made me cinnamon rolls.
Oh, score.
Yeah.
I think it's the icing that makes cinnamon rolls so good.
Oh my God. So you know what's so funny? Like I am 99% vegan, right? Like the way that I eat. And I know like vegan for the animals, all that, like I'm right there with them. That's why one of the 20 reasons why I don't eat meat. But when it comes to dessert, I, and I don't eat dessert all the time. But when it comes to like dessert or if somebody's breaking out pizza, like, ugh.
You
So
say pizza?
yeah, I like pizza.
You know, I look at the diets and I look at, everybody, and I find it interesting. Like, a lot of the people who are like, oh, you need to be vegan. I look at them and they're like skin and bone and they look like they have, hardly anything on their body. And I'm like, how are you surviving? You don't
You
look like
need to
you
tell
have.
everybody where you live, Michael. Where do you live?
I live in Texas. We live in cattle country, but we have vegans too. And it's
I would love
funny,
to be friends with all the cattle.
but oh, I'm friends, with them. I say hi every time I drive by and see cows and
Really?
longhorns on the roads. I'm like I'm friendly with them, and I'm like, hey, watching. And I especially love that my grandfather, growing up on a farm, told my mom, if you ever see cows laying down, it means it's going to rain. And so when I'm driving, I will notice, oh, a lot of the cows are laying down. And I'm like, there is not a cloud in the sky. I think these cows got lazy and decided to lay down because of the heat. And
Oh,
it's not for the rain. And I'm like, we are in Texas. So, yeah, I think we have a special rule with the cattle of, yeah, if it's just too hot, because they'll all be, it's funny because when we driving along, you'll see like the horses are all over and the cattle be all over, and then you hit like a certain temperature and it's like all the cows and all the horses underneath the tree in the shade, and it's like the little ones are out in the sun, and it's like you look at the parents going, yeah, you be the foolish one that's out there burning in the sun. We're going to stay here where it's just slightly cooler, and you go have fun.
I
We're going to
love
stay here. We earned the right to be here.
that. Yeah, it's like it's too hot out. Even in Florida, like that's why my hair is like this too. It's like literally, I'm not gonna do my hair. It's too hot out. You know what I've
Well,
been
your hair
doing?
looks good.
I have great AC, but what I've been doing is I've been showering before bed because I've also been working out. I've been doing kayaking with my neighbor, and I've been doing like walking and running and stuff with the dog. And so I've been showering right before bed, and then I go to sleep with wet hair, and it feels great. Yeah, I know there certain people will say no, don't do that, but like I love it.
I just don't do it because I don't want to wake up and my pillow be soaking wet. I'm
Oh,
like,
it isn't dry.
well, I used to have longer hair. Now
Ah,
having
okay.
short hair, it's like it
I don't have
dries in
that
like
much hair.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Like I guess like the Palladians just don't have that much hair because I literally am not a hairy person at all. Thank God. What a blessing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
your
meant
hair
to
always
be.
looks good.
The Palladians. Yeah. So what do you forecast is going to happen in the nearest future? Because there's like a lot happening. And I say that so generically, although
I
I
I know exactly where you're going with it.
well, I figured we should start to tap in to a deeper connection
Yeah.
given the name of your podcast. So, your show, your show, so
I would say we are heading into unknown areas because we're living now in a world where everybody, was saying like, oh, I've experienced this and this, and everyone's like, oh, that, you're crazy. That's not, possible. You're making that up. And now we live in the world where our government says we've known about this for decades. And it's like everyone's like, oh crap, this is actually real. And so that's why I say we're heading into unknown realms, because all the people who have been talking about it are like, oh my god, I just got validated by the government, which I never thought that would happen. And people are now like everyday conversation, talking about like topics that when we were growing up, it's like you didn't dare mention it in public because it would cost you job or friends. And so it's
Yeah.
interesting being in this world and watching it unfold, because everyone keeps asking the same question of when are we going to have quote disclosure, for example, when are we going to have the
Every
disclosure.
yeah. It's
And
every day and it's gonna happen any minute.
I like
Every
I'll kind of
day.
look at people and I'll be
I don't
like,
know. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be
already
one.
happened.
Yeah, it's
We
already
already
every
had
day.
disclosure.
Every day. Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be one big grand finale possibly in the next couple of days or weeks, but that's all, folks. And I do want to say here, since you brought that up, which I guess I was hoping you would, but I didn't know if you would go there or if, what the deal was. But we're here for you. Come to 5Dhealerverse.com. Michael and I are on there every day. Drop us a line. You can private message us on there. Yeah, I don't check any social media's inboxes, but I sure as heck do check 5Dhealerverse.com DMs. And actually, I get a notification to my inbox anytime somebody DMs me on Healerverse, and I always go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say, whoever is running Healerverse, the actual platform, is there was one day I went in and I started to like type in like the category of the show. And I was like, what is DZ or something? There was like a couple two-letter things, and it was like a bunch of other little, and I was like, what? And then it was like a few days later, I went, or like a week or two later, I went in and I was like, all that was cleaned out. I was like, oh, thank you, because it was like, I think people started typing something and didn't realize they hit enter or something, and it put it in as a category, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't make sense, and now it's making it harder to find the categories.
Yeah, but you could just make up your own and hit enter. You
I
could type
know,
something and hit enter. Yeah, I did that on purpose because I didn't want to put anybody in a box on the 5D platform. I wanted it to be decentralized, that way people can like create their own. Like not
right?
really limit anybody or put anybody in a box. But some of the stuff that we're going to build out in the nearest future, and I already started to, is help with like addiction and alcoholism, to help like the veterans, victims that have been through a lot with other things too. Yeah, like just with like having a place to go with like community, breathwork, meditation, nutrition is super important. Um, yeah.
Well, and the thing about 5D Healerverse too that people may not realize is it is completely user oriented, which means if, for example, I want to find someone who does, say, Reiki, I go in and there's a category, find practitioners, and you can search, and it's just a list of people, and you go and you find the one that resonates with nobody, gets an alert that says, oh, you're looking at this, and goes, oh, hey, you should come to my practice since you're looking for this. And I appreciate that, because a lot of places when you search something, you're kind of just curious because you heard something about it, and you're not really wanting to, fully engage it, but then you get inundated by all these people and all these emails. And Healerverse, you only get the emails that you sign up for. You don't get like inundated by people's looking for this or offering you that. It's quite the opposite. You have to go find them. And so that, I think, is one of the really cool things about Healerverse that I love that you did, because yeah, it creates a safe space not only for the practitioners, but I feel for the people who are kind of questioning what it is and not, feeling afraid to go and say, oh my God, if I click this, and, is it going to be like Google to where it's going to be bombarding me every day, 24/7, now that I looked for that?
No, and also so sometimes there's a pop-up that will say, "Do you want to share your location?" That's only so we can help you to find events near you. Like I did this thing that I wanted events that were closest by people in real life to pop up. So that's why that is on there, but we're not using that data in a, malicious way or anything like that. We don't sell any of our data. We don't give any of our data away. It's all your data, and we are here just to support. And we want people to be able to enjoy each other and find like-minded friends. Like, that's how I met Michael. Like, that's how Michael and I are tight. Like, there's not really, we have a really good community, and it just keeps getting better. I feel like the round tables have been packed, and actually this week I'm on the round table 10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah, did you see
Yeah,
my little comment about that?
are you coming?
I have to look because I have an 11 o'clock. So let's see, that would be 10 o'clock your time training session.
No, that would be 12 o'clock my
Yeah.
time. It will be off. It'll be over already. You're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I get confused which way the time zones go,
Me too.
but
Are you central or mountain?
central.
Yeah. Yeah, you're 1 hour behind me. What time is it
Yeah.
there right now? 2:44?
Yep.
Yeah. I always get confused, like if there's a time zone in between mountain, but no. Sometimes Texas confuses me, but I guess Texas is half and half, or is the whole state central? Do you
Oh, the
remember?
whole state is central.
Oh,
It's
perfect. Good to know.
I have a friend in Florida who is on the Panhandle, but she's on the Panhandle closer to Pensacola,
Yeah.
and so I keep telling her, "Oh, our event is 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern," and she's like, "Why do you keep mentioning Eastern?" I go, "Because you're in Florida." She goes, "I'm in Central though," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there is that line." And so, yeah, that's the confusing thing, is like when you get states like Florida where there's part of it is central, part of it is eastern. And then I found out somebody said there's even a Florida time where that they don't do daylight savings. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, great. Just like Arizona and
What
some
is
of
it,
those.
US or something? Like where?
I don't know where it was, but somebody goes, "Are you talking Eastern Standard Time or ET something?" And I was like, "What is ET?" That,
Phone
and they
home.
go,
Phone home.
"Oh, it's the time is always the same. It never changes for daylight." And I'm like, "What?" Personally, I feel like we should just get rid of daylight savings
I
because
think
it
they're
just
going
is
to in
confusing.
the US. Yeah. Oh my God. When we first built the Healerverse platform, whoever developed it did not think of daylight savings. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people, right? I've been through it. I've been through it. Come on. It's like they literally hard coded the whole thing. It took like years. Oh my God.
Yeah,
There's
but
a reason though. Right now is the example of the reason. Because like I just feel like so Like we finally, like, everything's good. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
It is. And one thing I will say that I find is the most unique thing to Healerverse from the creating event standpoint is a lot of times you have events that, it's like it's going to be an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes, but you either are blocking an hour and a half or 2 hours because nobody offers the other times. And Healerverse is so cool because, like, I can, like, today, for today's show, when I created the event on Healerverse, I was like, okay, it's the 24th. Okay, we're going live at 2 o'clock my time. And when I click two, it's like, do you want 2:05, 2:10, 2:15? It's like you have these options, and you're like, no, 2 o'clock is good. And then it's like, okay, and then it's like 2:30, and then you're like, no, I got to click the date again.
Yeah.
But then you can go three, and you can say, oh, well, maybe extra, I'll book a little extra. So you can say 15, 30, but you have the options. And so it's like, I feel like people can look at events on Healerverse and truly book out their time and be like, can I do this? Can I,
Yes, it's
be here
important.
for this? Because I know
Mhm.
it's this amount of time.
Yeah, I thought of
And
everything,
yeah,
Michael. I thought of everything. Even on the courses, it says how long they are. That way people know how long, It's important. People need to be able to tell a lot for the right amount of time. I thought
it
of
is.
everything. It's nuts the stuff I thought of. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
Well, and the one thing that I like most that's new, that's kind of in the next edition of the website, is on the main page where you are creating your timelines to say what you're advertising, what's coming up that you're up to, or something that you're doing. I used to have to write very short descriptions of all the episodes because they were limited on space, because I had to include the event link. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to have space for this. So I got to word it this way. And now I'm like, I can almost put like full descriptions in the little box. And it's like, oh, this is so much nicer because I don't have to think about
Exactly. You copy it and
how do I advertise this in so few words.
there's like a way to like hack stuff too. Like not hack the system, but like there's like tricks to the trade too. Like even I've noticed like some things that I wish I could do, I kind of figured out how to do it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want
Yeah,
people like spamming the feed and the wall in Healerverse with like all links and stuff, but you could put it in the comments.
I know. I've had people ask me like, "Can you post the links?" And I'm like, "Nope, I gotta put them in comments because I'll be like, well, yeah, I should be able to." Even when they're in the description, it's like, oh, you can't put. I'm like, oh, that's right. So I have to delete that sentence off when
Yeah,
people
true,
are
true.
promoting a website.
Yeah. I did that on purpose too. Because, like, yeah, especially for like paid events, I've had people put events up that people have to pay on Healerverse, and then they're not even giving them the ticket. They're sending them to the next platform. I'm like, whatever. But, whatever. It's always a work in progress.
Yeah,
But I like keep an eye out and stuff. And very soon, like I'll have like a whole team that can kind of just like manhandle all this stuff. Yeah, because basically, it took a long time to get here. As you know, you've been part of this journey for a couple years
right.
with the platform and the community and stuff. And I feel like, we even see people come and go in the community. It's like we didn't go fast enough. I get it, but it's exciting. Like I feel better than ever where we are today. And I love that like I've been spending more time with the Healerverse practitioners and the community and everything. And I'm really loving the roundtable. Like I'm loving it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm still. I haven't gotten on the site today to see. I did ask because you're the host of the round table, so I'm like, since you're the guest, how are you hosting yourself?
I wanted the tables to be turned for this week because you know why? I'm going to do a theta meditation too. Like 3 weeks ago, I did a theta meditation and I did like a whole like workshop at a recovery event, and 60% of the room, well, I would say like 90% of the room got to the theta state when I took them there. And 60% of the room or more, I'm being conservative in my numbers, right? They saw things in meditation. So, like, one of the things that I'm really good at is getting people to be able to see, which basically is what happened to me when I went to the other side, ancestors, spirits, like ascended masters, ascended beings, loved ones that passed, Jesus, whatever. Like, it's like, yeah, like, and like,
Yeah,
yeah, you can see that stuff. You bet your bottom dollar you can. And I'm good at
well,
getting people there. Like, we
yeah,
need to,
and
yeah, someone to
the
take
other
people
thing
there. Got
too. Yeah, and the other thing too, I want to point out for people who are on their journeys and experiencing things, and feel like I don't have an outlet. If you go on the round tables, it actually is. I haven't fully opened, because some things are, a little bit harder to talk about, but it is, you can find almost anybody that's gone through what you have, and if you listen to the round table, they have the space to open up and say, hey, this is what I went through and this is how I got through it, this is what I did. And there's no like, oh, you can't say that, or oh, you can't talk about that. It's, Trish designs it to where what you want to share is what you share. She doesn't push it to, get certain information out, or, and as people say today, agendas. There's no agendas. It's, she just lets you share and comes up with some really great questions that really makes you think. And a lot of times now is, I've even started questioning this myself, is taking and creating shorts of little snippets of, like powerful moments where you're like, oh my God, that was so empowering what was said and so needs to be shared. Well, she has a team that does that for her and puts them out on socials, but it's incredible that, you feel totally comfortable. And there have been, I will admit, I've recently had shorts and I was looking at a couple of them and I had to listen to it twice because I didn't believe that was me saying what was being said, and going, that is me, but I don't remember that.
You were
What?
channeling the whole time. That was so powerful. Like I saw a massive transformation. It was almost 2 years ago that you were on the first round table. We didn't even have a platform that worked at all. Who goes in beta for years? Like I honestly, like, what the heck? Oh my god. You were channeling the whole time. You could tell that this is like the end of an era right now and the beginning of a new one, that we can laugh about this, because that was such a tremendously painful time when I couldn't get the developers to fix stuff, and they would fix something and the other thing would break. And I had to bring in all these professionals and stuff.
No, but you have
Oh,
infinite patience.
COVID.
Yeah, you have infinite patience because I know, it's like messaging you stuff and you're like, hey, this isn't working. How can I fix this, or how do I do this? And you actually take the time and work with everyone to get it to where it's doing what they need it to do. And if not, you're like, hey, I'll take it to my tech guys. And within a day or two, sometimes, depending on what it is, it may take longer, but you always will hit back and go, hey, you can do it now. And it's like, wow, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
so,
Well, you know how it is with tech, and like people have gotten so mad at me, but it's like there's some stuff that I'm not good at. Like I had an instance recently that I basically didn't realize how somebody's system was hooked up, that there was this other platform in the middle of the two systems. So I tagged in the wrong person to do something, and basically it just didn't work out too well. But then I brought in the heavy hitters out of Silicon Valley to come in and fix it. But at that point, it was like, no, 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 whatever. Like it was already, it was just already done. But yeah, uh, basically, overall, like, thank God I have some of the best technologists around me in every single facet, whether it's blockchain, AI, like, you know what I mean, everything. I have a friend out in Silicon Valley that I send everything AI to, and I have my dear friend G in India, that he's the only person I trust with blockchain. Like, because we've been friends for years, and like it's amazing. And there's like a couple people that I trust with AI type stuff, but like ultimately, like, I have like my AI team and my blockchain team, and they don't know each other yet. I'm intending to introduce them ASAP, especially with what we're going about to happen. And I also have a humanitarian founder group chat with 41 or 42 humanitarian founders that we all like kind of are mentoring each other. They're all doing like bigger things in the tech space, in land, in stuff like that, like tokenizing land or tech or something like that. And that's always been really enjoyable since I built that too. And we're gonna have a lot of tech projects to do. I've been having tech projects fly at me left and right now. There's also, a lot of, I'm really good at designing technology, like the plan A to Z, because like including like marketing, sales, like, finance. Like I'm good at being like, this is how we have to do it. And especially when it comes to tech, I don't know if it's just like a natural thing from having that sales background and having obviously an MBA on the 3D side of things. But yeah, like I think in strategy, and I think in systems, and I think in speed.
yeah, you're on a different level than me on that. And the fun thing is, we still get along. And so that's what's kind of funny about it is you'll mention stuff to me, and I'll be like, yeah, no, that's not my thing. And you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like 2 minutes later, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh, that I do know about. Okay, yeah. Uh, talk. But yeah, and that's the thing too that I think sets Healerverse a little bit apart from a lot of other communities and a lot of groups and companies, is you're used to the system of, here's the individual. You then have your service person that you talk to, or agent. Then you have their boss, their supervisor. Then you have the branch people. Then there, this management claim, and then you eventually find there's the CEO. Where Healerverse, it's like, here you are, and here's the CEO right there, and it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I think it's gonna stay like that. Like I'm not gonna like always allow people to come to me with like little problems and stuff. You know what I mean? But I like being part of the community because it's a community, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying, people that come to you with problems. I just mean, if you just want conversation or like a quick question about something,
Yeah.
it's so cool that you are like right there and and you do the same thing to us and, ask us things. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I love you
wow.
guys. I'm filling
Yeah.
up my water bottle even though we're live. Cause honestly, like I just need it.
Oh, no, I got my water bottle right here.
Oh my god, I already drank the whole thing. I think it
I've
was the
thought,
sweets I had.
yeah, I've done that myself. I'll be like, just starting the show and be like, oh, crap, I'm out of water.
I know. I don't need a lot more, but I definitely need water. I just also
Yeah.
feel like, it's one of those things that you're a friend, so people could just see how normal people are. And also, I've been
Right.
at so many podcasts and so many stages worldwide, and honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I love just sharing. And you know what? It wasn't always like that. I was scared at first. When I used to go on stage, I was so scared. Some of the stuff that I've said on stage, I'm like, am I really going to say this right now? And then it just comes out. But it is always like celebrated. Except for this one time, I was on 10X stages, Grant Cardone stage, because I won this speaking contest at like 300 people. It was like 350 people. I came in the top 8 and I got up there and oh my God, the room was packed and it was horrific. I was so scared. I actually was shaking because what year was that? That was like 2 or 3 years, no, 3 years ago.
I think that was when I first met you around then. So, yeah, like 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, it had to be like 3 years ago. Oh my God, I was so scared. That's so cool. Like, I'm so happy that I made it through and that like we're here today. And at this point, like, wow,
Yeah.
wow, God is so good. Really, with like a lot of prayer and like experience, it's yeah.
No, and so I just, have to say, I'm blessed to be a part of Healerverse. And yeah, my origin story is a little bit different from
Love yours.
others, but it's, you know, but everybody's unique. And so it's like, yeah, it was like my coming to Healerverse was like another branch of, yeah, how do we do this? And we, open the doors for this possibility.
Hmm.
And what's kind of funny is I've had people say to me, like, you talk about doing energy work with friends. I go, yeah. And they're like, so you're a healer practitioner, even though you don't practice. So it's natural you're on Healerverse. I was like, yeah, but that's more recent. And that wasn't when I started. So yeah, that's why my title is a little different. It's kind of funny how, it's like round, things go round and, unfold. And it's like, yeah, I can wear both hats, but I like the hat that I have because I feel like it encompasses more. And it is like you having your,
Hey, Danny.
you know, experiences, you have so many hats in the company, but you're like, this is who I am to
Hmm.
everyone. And so it's like, yeah, you pick one that kind of umbrellas everything.
Well, I want to say this too because I feel like it's so important and it's where I'm at right now. Like, I realized that, like, too, like, I didn't want to take away from the Healerverse practitioners by like doing my own meditation series or anything like that, right? But like that already stopped. Like I am taking over the round table on Friday. I'm taking over. I'm doing a meditation. Like I was so scared to do that meditation, and the room was packed. and people went places and they saw things, and I'm still getting text messages. You changed my life, da 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 da, and I literally have also people to reach, things to do, And that's why too, like, time is so valuable right now. Cause like, yeah, I have superpowers too. Like, maybe it doesn't show on the computer or whatever, but like, everyone has their own superpowers. I have my own superpowers. Like, everyone has their own superpowers. So like, one of the things is that we need to keep trying new things, not be scared to take the shine from anybody, because there's no such thing. Come together with unity and love, and just keep elevating up, and then keep bringing people up with us. And if people don't want to come up with us, then just don't even, And I'm not
Yeah,
talking about like to the top, like I'm trying to be president of the United States or something. Never say never, okay? Never say never.
I
But
would vote for you.
a lot of, oh my God.
Mm.
Back in like 2017, my friends used to be like, Trish for president, Trish for president. Like, who
Yeah.
knows? I feel like it's a dangerous job, but so is being the founder of Healerverse. So, whatever.
Yeah. And just so you know,
Yeah.
hats off to you that I just looked on Healerverse.
Uh,
There are 90 tickets available for your roundtable.
yeah.
That's all that's left already, is only 90 left.
Hmm.
So I will be honest, you had 91, but I took one of them.
Yay. I see it in my inbox. Amazing. All right, Michael. Well, I definitely want to do this again soon. I have a
Yes.
meeting in a few minutes. I just want to say thank you, everybody that joined us. And Michael, I love you, brother. You're amazing.
And love you too. And
Yeah.
from my heart and the heart of my shows to you, thank you for what you're doing for humanity. It's seen, felt, heard, and most importantly, thank you for just being you.
Thank you, my Michael. Thank you. I needed to hear that. Thank you for the encouragement and the reminder to keep going.
Always.
Thank you. Guys, check out Michael's roundtable at Healerverse. Healerverse's Instagram is healerverse.official. That's our fourth Instagram. Don't ask. Um, if you know, you know. Your audience probably knows. On LinkedIn, it's at Healerverse. On Facebook, I think it's at Healerverse. Uh, TikTok, I think we post on there at Healerverse. You getting the gist?
Just
X, Twitter at Healerverse. And you can find me all over those pages.
yes, and so blessings to you, and we will definitely have you on again. And
Yeah, thank you.
you have officially been on both of my shows now, so that is really cool, and I appreciate that. And blessings to you, and have a wonderful meeting and wonderful rest of the week, and
Thank
enjoy
you.
the beach.
Thank you. You too.
I
The
enjoyed
farms.
through you.
The farms. Thank you, Michael.
All
Bye,
right. Well,
everybody.
yep. With that, we're going to sign out. So have a great
Okay.
one, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.